Alive. It's been quite a while. It's been like over a month since I live streamed, huh? Was gonna use the gimbal, but the gimbal is dead. I haven't used it in like a month, so. Hey, welcome on in. Today it's gonna be really fun because I got this. Yeah, I got the ATT walker, and I got all the bags in front of me right here. So, come on in, everybody, party people. It's like a Bible. Look at this. So, maybe I just didn't have many big Lego sets growing up. Suki, do you want to come say hi? My cat is trying to hop up here, but she's old and feeble. She can't. She's like 20 years old. Can you hop up here? No? Okay. Yeah, like I got it for only $80. So I'm really stoked. I've been sitting on it for just over a month or so. So, yeah. I'm really happy to have it. So, okay. We're going to start with bag 3. That's where I would like to start. Or, no, we're going to start with bag 2. Where's bag 2? Here's bag 2. Put all these extra bags over here. I have a senior dog that, like, it's a shame seeing them because they're less mobile. Yeah. See, my cat, show y'all right there. There she is. This cat is like 200 years old. I think she's going to outlive me. Ain't that right, Suki? She knows it's right. All right. Hey, how's it going? Welcome on in. Lift up out the part. Throw the bag away. And I think this is Commander Cody. So let me find all the bits and bobs. Here's his head. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks good. Could you shout out my cousin? It's his B-Day. Let's see. No. I don't think he deserves a shout out. I think you and your cousin are the scum of the earth. How does that make you feel? All right, so we're building Commander Cody. Gonna put his little visor on his head. Ah, there we go. And he comes with the gun somewhere, a blaster. There it is. It's in here. That's a good point. All right, there we go. We got Commander Cody. So let's go ahead and start building this thing, why don't we? Name a car for the edit. A Model T. What do you call army men that are not army men themed? I usually say um, not army men themed. That's what I usually say. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm gonna back this out. What do you think the Indiana Jones themed army men? Think they could work. Oh, I was reading that and I was like, "There's Indiana Jones themed army men and I don't have them." But no, you were saying if they existed. I think yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And we're gonna do hold the phone. Okay, I see what I've done wrong. I saw that you have some airfix soldiers in some of your videos. Is there any airfix sets you don't have, but particularly what? That is a really good question. Probably some of the older ones, like Russian soldiers, would be really cool to have. Most definitely. Um, I don't think they've re-released those at all. Because that's one of the only ones I really don't have. Like, the Russian soldiers. I think they should have been made more Western themed army men. Yeah, Western army men are really, really cool. Maybe they could have done like a movie or something. Honestly, both. Like, I have some knockoff World War II Russian airfix figures, but I don't have any real ones. I'm really excited because Mars just announced they're doing a second set of Ukrainian defenders, and I cannot wait to get my hands on those. And I'm going to be doing a review of those as well. Hey, how's it going, random guy? Okay, this thing's kind of ridiculously convoluted. Hold on. Oh. Oh no, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Another one of these. My wife thinks you and I dorks, but she chose this life, so who's really the dork here? That's a good point. Or maybe we're just all dorks. Okay, I was geeking a little bit. Oh no, no. She just admitted she is indeed a dork. Okay, good. As long as you admit it, you gotta own it. The amazing YouTube channel are ESP. What? And others. Okay. Hey, Plastic Imperial. It's been a while. It has been a while since I have live streamed. Okay, now we're doing the other half. $10K subs will probably happen in the next few months. That's a good point. And there's going to be a special when that happens. Cannot wait. We are most definitely going to be doing another special. Commandos, what do you think about our custom playset called Africa of Scrap? I have never heard of that before. Oh, I have that one. Yeah, I have that Ninja Turtles bucket. I'm saving it for a superhero special because there's actually quite a bit of superhero army men, believe it or not. Oh, I messed up again. Yeah, I messed up again. Hold on. Oh, that's the second time I did the same mistake I did earlier. And then this here. Then that there, that here. And there it is. I have Batman, Harley Quinn, and Robin Army Men. Never seen any Harley Quinn Army Men before. I found the Powerpuff Girls at Five Below. Powerpuff Girl Army Men, of all things. So yeah, I absolutely got those. They're really $5. I got some new Matchbox knockoff and some Fallout, Star Wars. Heck yeah. Hey, Ronald McDonald, didn't see you walk in. For those of you guys who are just now joining, we are building this bad boy, Star Wars ATT. Real excited. I got it for $80. $80. That's ridiculous. If y'all donate another $80, I will then donate that money to buy another one of those. Okay. And then come around here, put that there, then we're going to connect these. Connect them up. Somehow. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, of course, I've skipped over many essential steps. Your favorite Star Wars are the two where the villains win? So episode like 6? Okay, hold on. I am tripping out. What did I do wrong? So these need to go back about a stud. And what have I done? Oh, okay. Then you need to come in here? No. What have I done? I am so stupid. Like, what have I messed up? Hold on. You have a lot of dinosaur figurines. I actually do. I just don't ever talk about them. I had like a week period where I was like, I want to buy every dinosaur I come across, and no one's going to stop me. I spent like $50 on dinosaurs. Don't know why. Don't know why. Like, to this day, I don't know why. And what did I do here? What did I screw up? I don't know if y'all hear my cat crying. That usually means she has a toy that she wants to come show us. Okay. Well, it's just going to be the same size now, isn't it? Maybe there. No, that's not going to work. Okay, I got to see where I screwed up at, because I screwed up somewhere. Now this doesn't want to... I think literally, unironically, all I need to do is just use a black pen. Okay, we need to... use a black pin on both sides. I think that's all we literally need to do. What's with this spam? I got some Japanese Ultra Army men. That's awesome. Wowzers. And thank y'all, now that I think about it, that just reminded me, for the support on the last video. Thank y'all so very much. So, you'll probably have noticed I haven't really been live streaming lately, and I swear there's two things as to why. One is sometimes I just don't feel like it. Like, sometimes I just want to not do it. And the other time, it's because I'm taking a nap. I'm so old. I just woke up from a nap. I woke up at like noon. I fed my cats and I did some writing and then I went back to bed and I cocked out. Okay, these translucent pieces. Hey, Bingo. Bingo was his name-o. What am I building? I am building that right there. I got it for $80, and I enjoy saying that because that was a really good deal. I do not like how many Technic pieces are in this. I am not a big fan of working with Technic, but the show must go on, as they say. They're making like a really cool part right here. So, okay. We gotta do that twice, so. You need to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's the best game ever. You know, I don't think so. I don't think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the best. I don't even think that's the best Assassin's Creed. No offense. I used to be a big fan of Assassin's Creed. When I was a teenager, I used to love Assassin's Creed. Like, I would buy every new one. And the last new one I bought was when I was like 15 years old. 16. I was 16 years old. I bought Syndicate on the PS4. And I didn't hate Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but like at the same time, I didn't enjoy it like the other Assassin's Creeds. Like I said, Black Flag, that honestly is like one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever. Right? Like, buddy, I'm gonna have to. You know what? You do you. You spam that. I don't care. So I was on vacation. I got this cup. It's glass. I really like it. It's green. Commander Cody also likes it. Okay, next we're going to be putting this here. report the spam guy. I'm just gonna let him for right now. Okay, we're doing the exact same thing on the back side over here. I did not realize that about the crowns. And I'm a YouTuber. We're learning things together. Is Army gaining popularity? Hmm. I'm gonna say no, but I don't think they're losing as much ground as we're led to believe. Because I know a lot of kids who really enjoy Army Men, and if you look at like Amazon and stuff, at like what the most popular toys are, Army Men are up there normally. So I think, and also like my channel, like think of it this way: look how much my channel has grown this year. We were at like I think 5,000 at the start of this year, and now we're at seven. We're at 7,100 just about. So I don't think it's like gonna rise up into popularity anytime soon. But I also don't. I don't really buy that the Army Men are like a dying toy. I don't really buy that. Like I think it's more niche than a lot of other stuff, like a Lego. Have you seen the Lego community? The Lego community is huge, and I watch like a lot of the Lego YouTubers. Like I watch Emma Soros. I love her content. I love her Lego room. I also watch Republic Bricks. Trying to think of who else I watch. I don't watch Mandar Productions. I cannot stand Mandar. No offense to him. Frenzy Motions trying to revive the community, but less toxic. I guess I just haven't really experienced any toxicity in the Army Men community. Commander, which Timmy toys and BMC toys should make in the future? Fantasy or sci-fi or Vietnam War or medieval? It's a really good question. Some like medieval stuff. Although I don't know how many like new design figures BMC is going to be doing anytime soon. Because they did Army Women a few years ago, and I think that was the last one. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Some medieval figures would be really cool. I would love it if they did like some of the NPC medieval figures or even the marks. I have been screaming for Mark's Germans for years now, but I think there's like a copyright reason as to why they can't do that. Yeah, I love Chinese all you can eat buffets. The one I used to go to here in my hometown, or I guess this isn't my hometown, but anyway, you get the point, has gone downhill so bad. Like, not that it doesn't taste good, but like, I used to crave going there. I'd be like, I can't wait to go to the buffet this weekend. And now, like, It's overpriced. It's like $20 a person. It used to be like 11 or 12. And then on top of that, it's just not even that good anymore. The sushi, they skip out on the sushi really bad. That's one of the things I love to get there too was the sushi. I'm brave enough. I'll eat sushi at a buffet. I don't care. I don't care if it kills me. Oh God, is there a sticker? Ugh. Get out the sticker sheets. My first world problems. There's people starving right now, and I'm just like, I gotta put a sticker on my Lego set. What is the world coming to? Okay, let's crack myself. Man, I'm still funny. No wonder you guys are subscribed to me. Yeah, like if it gets to the point where it's like doing the buffet, a buffet should not be $20. A buffet like that, like a cheapo Chinese buffet, it should be like 15 max. I would pay $15 for it. But it's like $20 and they expect you to tip. They expect you to tip there. Now, tipping, that's a very divisive topic. I think waiters and waitresses should be just be paid just, you know, decently. Like why not both? Right? Like why can't they be paid decently and we can still cuz here in America tipping culture is so ingrained that we're probably still going to do it even if they started paying people decently. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But there they expect you to tip. And like normally that wouldn't be an issue. That'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course." But my problem is that the waiters and waitresses don't do anything there. And that's not me saying they're lazy or whatever. They give you refills. They give you drink refills. That's it. And it's like that problem could be solved with a drink machine. You just put the fountain machine like a CC's pizza, and I know that's not as classy, but my goodness, it is a all you can eat Chinese buffet in the middle of an East Texas town. Just make it like just put it there. Just put it there. Because, like, when I first started going there, I didn't realize you had to tip. Because every other buffet I go to, like Golden Corral or whatever, you don't ever tip. And, like, we realized after a few trips there, they quit waiting on us. They quit bringing us drink refills. There was one day we were the only ones there, and it was like they recognized us and they weren't refilling our drink. And, like, I remember my girlfriend at the time, my late fiance, she was like, I wonder why they're not refilling our drinks. And it hit me. I was like, oh, it's probably because I don't ever tip. And she was like, you don't ever tip? And I was like, no, I don't, because I don't think I should. So I started tipping from that day on. But yeah, like, it's kind of ridiculous. They really just should put a soda machine in there and boom, that eliminates that reason. And then they can relocate those waiters and waitresses to bus tables and to work in the kitchen. Like, it's so ridiculous. And like when I go there and it's super busy, which it normally is, it's like the most popular buffet. A waiter farted next to me for not tipping. It smelled as that is awful. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you that they did that because you didn't tip. Like you don't know that for sure. But then again, I don't know what it was like. They might have. But anyway, okay, this is gonna go right here. But yeah, like it's so ridiculous at this restaurant because like I said, like the only thing they do for you is they bring you a drink. They take your drink order and they give you refills throughout your sit down. And like I'm sorry, that's just not really worth it, especially when half the time I go there it's so busy. They only have two people in the lobby and I just hardly ever get refills. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to be disrespectful. Now I always tip most of the time wherever I'm at. There's only been two times where I intentionally just said I will not leave a tip ever. Okay, that's really cool. The Zulu, they keep delaying it. I haven't seen it on their blog. Yeah, whenever I go to the Chinese buffet, I always get orange chicken. I get rice. I used to get, they had, the one I went to had this like shrimp with Alfredo on it, and it was really good. Then they switched the Alfredo they were using, and it made me sick. So I quit eating it. I also get sushi. I loved the sushi at this one. So I just need to find a new buffet. Although I don't hardly ever just go to buffets anymore. We have a Golden Corral here where I live, and it's awful, disgusting. I hate Golden Corral. I have let me tell you all about my last Golden Corral experience. We're not even building the Lego set anymore. Forget the Lego set. I gotta tell y'all. I went to Golden Corral here in my home, where I live. Like this was like a year ago, and I was hungry, and I was like, I'm kind of burned out on everywhere I normally go, and I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't been to that Golden Corral now. I used to go to Golden Corral as a kid. Whenever we went to church with my grandparents would insist that we eat at Golden Corral. They liked it because it was cheap and it was all you could eat. And the one in my hometown where I grew up in sucked really bad. It was really small, really dingy, like it was really gross, unclean. But I was like, well, this is a bigger city that I live in now, so I'm sure now it's probably decent, you know. So I go in there, I pay, I get my drink, and I sit down. I realize I have no silverware. So I'm like, okay, you know, a lot of buffets they either bring it to you or they have a place for it, like a silverware station. So I caught this lady who was walking to the back, and she was busting tables. I stopped her. I said, "Excuse me, do you know where the silverware's at?" And I swear to God, she looked at me like I was Adolf Hitler. She looked at me like I just killed her baby. She was like, looked at me like I was stupid, just an idiot, and she just walked off. She ran off into the back, and I was just like, "What did I do? Like, what did I do?" I guess because this was like the first time I'd eaten at a Golden Corral in years and years. The last time I ate at a Golden Corral was in Dallas. I was in Dallas with an ex girlfriend and her mom, and we went to the Golden Corral there, and it was huge, and it still tasted like crap, and it was like $60 for the three of us. I remember looking at my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, I feel like we could have just gone to a decent sit down restaurant. It had a more enjoyable experience, and her mom got really upset at me because she loved it. She loves Golden Corral, but anyway, so anyway, I tracked down someone. I can't remember if I tracked down another lady bussing tables and they brought me silverware, or if I just literally walked into their station and grabbed a roll of silverware. So, but anyway, and then everything I tried at this particular Golden Corral, every single thing, the chicken was horrible. It was burned. The skin was terrible. The rice, I got a thing of rice. It was crunchy. The pizza, they had a little bit of pizza there, but it looked like a DiGiorno pizza. It was like I swear to God, it was a DiGiorno pizza. And like everything, the okra was terrible. The okra was stringy, bad. It was not crispy at all. So my Mickey D's experience was that when I went to the bathroom, someone took a dump in the urinal, not the toilet, the urinal. Shame on that person. I used to work at McDonald's. Okay, I was a McDonald's manager when I was 19. So I have some stories. Like in the future, I want to do like a retail horror stories video. Not right now, but in the future. But anyway, um yeah, I have a lot of ridiculous stories. Most of my stories about working at McDonald's are from the back, from working in the kitchen. Like there was one night we had an old man come in, and he got upset because I was not wearing a hat. I guess in his mind, was like a hairnet, but I wasn't even working with food. The reason I was wearing a visor and I pulled it to where it was around my neck because I was deep cleaning the grill. Like, you know, the big grill they have at McDonald's. I was deep cleaning it. I had like the tool and I was doing the chemical on it. So I just wasn't wearing my hat because all the smoke was blowing up to my face. I didn't want it to get trapped under my hat and cause me to break out. Which, while I worked there, I broke out all the time. I broke out all the time, mostly because I'm wearing a hat. So when I became a manager and I didn't have to wear one, I quit wearing one. They would tell me too, like, you got to wear a hat if you're the grill manager, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to wear a hat because whenever I wear a hat, I break out all over my forehead because all the oils and heat and grease and crap. So I'm not going to wear a hat. Yes, that well, maybe, you know, never know. My like this is a story I always tell. There was a manager who hated me the entire time I worked for McDonald's. He was another assistant manager. And like the first year I worked there, he was awful to me. He would yell at me, he would blame crap on me. He treated me like crap. Like I was like a punching bag for him. And this is kind of an underdog story. And the only reason I stayed working at this McDonald's is I had to. I had to pay bills as soon as I turned 18. And but eventually I switched shifts to night shift after my first like month, and I actually got trained by the people who did nights. And by the end of my first year, I became a manager. And this guy got so mad that I became a manager. It made him so mad. So, um, there was another guy, and I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of special needs. And this guy, um, also did not like me. And the reason he didn't like me was because my first day as a manager, like I said, keep in mind, he's kind of special needs, right? My first day as a manager, he was on the fryer and we had to order a tenders, like chicken tenders. This was back when we did chicken strips the first time. And I handed him the box and I asked him, hey, could you put those chicken strips in this box? Because they were beeping, they were ready to be pulled up. And you would have thought that I called him a slur. He started crying. He started screaming. He was like, "Just because you're a manager now doesn't mean you can push me around." Like, I'm not even joking. He went to the back. He had to go cool off. So I pulled the tenders up. I drained them and I put them in the box and I set them out. And from that point, that guy hated me. And that's exactly how that happened. I'm not hiding anything from y'all. What's the oldest toy figure you have in your collection? Probably my Bergen Novelty and Co. figures. I want to. If there's a convention, if there's a toy soldier convention, there's one they used to do in San Antonio, and I wish they still did it because I would love to go to that. But anyway, let me finish my McDonald's story. My second day as a manager, before I got there, because I was the closing manager, that guy went to that manager who didn't like me and just made up a story. Just said that I was talking all this crap about him and that I said this and that about him. So I come in at like 5 p.m. I'm wearing my manager's shirt. I'm feeling good. And I'm washing my hands. I get a tap on the shoulder and I turn around. And this dude was 6 feet tall. He was hulking over me. And he was also a convicted felon. I think he was trying to threaten me, which good luck with that. Like, I don't fear death. If he had laid a hand on me, he would have died. But anyway, he was leaning over me. He was like, "You got something to say to me?" And I was like, "I don't know, do I?" I was like 19. This guy was like 30. He was like, "Well, I've been hearing that you've been talking all this nonsense about me." I'm only 5'5". I'm short. I'm like really short. Like I'm 5'5". This dude was 6 feet tall. He was over 6 feet tall. And I was looking at him. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I heard that you said since you got that shirt now, you think you're better than me," which is so ridiculous. Arguing over who's the better McDonald's employee, that's like two homeless people fighting over a rotted piece of meat, right? That's so absurd. And I was looking at him, and I said this. I'm just going to say his name was Terry. I'm not going to use his real name, but I was like, Terry, I know you and I don't get along, but I didn't say any of that about you. And I don't know what you're talking about. And he just said, well, you got something to say to me. You say it to me. And he just stormed off. This was my second day as a manager. And I was like, what is this dude talking about? And I remember I turned around and the other guy, the special needs guy, was like laughing. And he was like, what did he say to you? And like the wheels, it all clicked in my head what happened. And I just looked at him and said, oh, he said nothing. I just blew it off like it was nothing. And the smile, like, just went away. Just went away like that. Thank you, Ronald McDonald. But yeah, that was when I worked for McDonald's. I was a manager for like 7 months before I quit. Um, and yeah, I don't miss it. Do not miss it at all. So, if you can avoid working fast food, do it. I think I'm done building for right now. Do you do wargaming? I don't. I actually did buy some Warhammer figures at my local game store. For only for the reason was they were selling them for like $1 each, so I bought a bunch. They were already painted, so I went ahead. I actually, you would think like, oh, you want to buy the unpainted ones so you can do them. Well, I don't really care too much about painting, so I went ahead and I bought all the really nicely painted ones that I could get my hands on. So, what is your worst public? Oh, I actually have a story for that one. This is story time with the commander now. You know, there's actually, you can look online. There's a game called Pig Plastic Infantry Guys. So there are some games online you can do with toy soldiers. But anyway, when I was like 10, I was at the Walmart in my hometown. And I walked in there, and the stall next to the one I sat down in had like a gray, it was like an alien vomited. I don't know what it was. To this day, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was vomit. I don't know if it was fecal matter. I don't know what it was. But it was gray. It was chunky. And it smelled horrible. And the maintenance guy, I was in the other stall with the door closed. The maintenance guy walked in and he started literally crying. And he just left. And I think he quit. This was like 16 years ago. In fact, yeah, 16 years ago now. So my other bathroom horror story is when I was in second grade. I actually have a bunch of bathroom horror stories. When I was in second grade, we had this kid who was kind of a rapscallion. He was a rule breaker, and by he was a rule breaker, he was just crazy. He would get in trouble for like the stupidest stuff. Like one day, he at recess, the parking lot was next to our playground. A teacher upset him. I don't know how he figured out which car was hers, but he like got a tree branch and he went over to her car and he started slamming this tree branch on her car. It was a thin branch, like a really thin one, so it just scratched it up a little bit, but he got in pretty big trouble for that. But anyway, this particular time, we were in the bathroom and we were at the urinal. And the urinal in this school was one of the old ones. I don't know how it is in like the UK. Ronald McDonald, I know you're in the UK, but here in the US, some of the older urinals in like stadiums, it's like a big trough. It's like a big tub. It's connected a big tub and there's no stalls between. So you just stand there with your thingamabobber out. So, but anyway, and I remember I was standing there peeing. I felt something warm on my leg. I looked over and this kid was standing there urinating on my leg and laughing. It wasn't like an accident because he was laughing. He was just laughing at me. Yeah, just peeing all over my leg. And I like, I shoved him. And he got mad. I shoved him. I was like, you were peeing on me. So of course I went and told on him. And like I had the evidence. I had my my pants leg. I showed him. I was like, my pants leg is covered in pee. In fact, no, I was wearing shorts. It was even worse. I was wearing shorts. I showed him. I was like, yeah, my leg is covered in pee. Yeah, he got in trouble. And I remember he like held it against me that I told on him, and I was like, "You peed on my leg." Like what? That was like second grade. But yeah, I got a lot of bathroom horror stories. Yeah, people are really disgusting. I'm gonna put this aside. Yeah, I know. It was so bad. Well, I was doing this set here, but I kind of veered off and started talking about how much I hate Golden Corral and getting peed on. Not the same instance. Called prison for multiple sexual felony. If I was an adult, I would have called the police. Think about that. How much stuff happens to you when you're a kid, where if it happened to you now, you would just be like, "I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police. That's ridiculous. Like I'm gonna call the cops." No, you're good. That is going too far. You're absolutely right. I don't know what happened to that kid. I don't know what happened to him. I never saw him again after second grade. Maybe in third grade I saw him once or twice, but I don't remember what happened to him. That is assault. I don't know. Is peeing on someone considered sexual assault? Would we consider that sexual assault? That's a really good question. Okay, we got two yeses. Yeah, I know spitting on someone does classify as assault. Battery. Okay, that's a good word for it. Called a special victims unit. Dong dong. There was another day. This was actually recent. This was like a year or two ago. In fact, I'm going to go on a limb and say 2 years ago. I was at Walmart and I was in the stall and I heard this special needs guy just yelling. He was going, "Hi, hi," just saying hi to everyone that walked by him. There were like a few other people in there. And I didn't think nothing of it because, like, you're at Walmart and he's just saying hi. And then I stepped out of the bathroom and he was butt naked. He was butt naked. He was hanging out, and he had taken a handful of paper towel and wetted it, and he was washing himself. And he was young. He was like a teenager. And he was just telling everyone hi, just washing himself with a paper towel. I'm not making this up. And I just went like that. And I washed my hands real quick and I ran out the door. And then he started, like, later I was shopping and he was running around the Walmart telling people hi. And there was like a lady chasing him. I guess that was his handler. Someone stalked you? That is crazy. That is crazy. That doesn't happen here in Texas because we just shoot those people. We just shoot them. But yeah, that was like 2 years ago. So then also, like, every time I walk into a Walmart restroom, it is always just disgusting. Worst bathroom horror story was a couple of years ago when I was with mates in a McDonald's. I went to do some nose candy in the bathroom, but the worker came in to clean thinking it was empty. That's just embarrassing, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. But you've changed now. That's good. It's really good. I don't know. That's why I can't do drugs. Because, like, the whole time I would be doing coke off of, like, McDonald's bathroom counter, I would just be thinking, there are so many. I'd, I'd be like, I'd have my dollar bill rolled up, and I'd be like, man, there's probably so many germs on here. Like, it would bother me too much. It would bother me too much. I'd have to lay a paper towel out, personally. Which part of Texas do you live in? The big bit or the small bit in the other time zone? I live in East Texas. I live in East Texas, the Piney Woods. When I was a kid at camp, I was in the bathroom at the main lodge. As soon as I came out, one of my classmates who was special needs was standing there, naked, asking for a towel. That happens. That happens. Sometimes you just need a towel. That's why you have to do coke off a stripper. You're distracted from the germs. Guess it depends on the stripper. I don't know how clean strippers normally are. I've never met any strippers in my life. Oh, yeah, you told me about that, Ronald, in one of your emails you sent me. Yeah, that's what happens. Like, you turn 12 and you go to middle school in the U.S., and you're just showering next to other dudes in the locker rooms. I never showered when I was in gym. I didn't want to. Like, I didn't want to be full blown naked. I was real modest. I didn't want to be naked. I'd go down to my underwear to put my basketball shorts and my shirt on, but that was it. So I would use deodorant, and they never complained at you if you just use deodorant. Commander, if you sleep next to a fully loaded shotgun like me, you'll feel safer. I have two cats that'll claw anyone who comes into my house. In the UK, we don't do that. I'm not surprised. Like, they really should just make it like have privacy stalls, really. Do some privacy stalls, and then you can just walk out in a towel so you're not showing your dingling. Because kids, like, especially teenagers, teenage boys, like, that's the first time they ever got to experience that. That's probably real embarrassing for a lot of them. And of course, you know how mean kids can be. So I think it would encourage kids to shower after gym. Although I never played too hard in gym. Like, I never broke a sweat super bad. Now, I do remember that the locker room we were in wasn't super well climate controlled. So, like, during the winter, it would be awful. And, like, it didn't help that the locker room at my middle school, I don't know why they did this, but the boys' locker room was, like, all the way off in, like, the corner of the campus. And the gym was, like, halfway across the campus. So, if we were going to do something in the gym, we would have to um, walk all the way there. And it sucked because if it was cold and you were in a t-shirt and shorts, you'd be freezing to death. But sometimes the reason it was there was because our practice football field was right behind it. So it was for the football players to be closer for them. But it was still really annoying. And then also, like, our main stadium, we did our high school football games, was like a parking lot away from that locker room as well. And sometimes we would go out there to do track and we'd run laps around the track that was around the football field. So, did you ever see any fights when you were in school? Yeah, we had a bunch. We had a bunch. Usually it was over, like. Usually it was girls. I think the girls in my school fought more than the boys did. The only ones that stand out to my memory was there was this one guy who got in a fight with another guy because the other guy had stole his girlfriend, and they beat each other up pretty bad. And that was in high school. And I remember our geometry teacher, he was like, back then he was my age now. I think he was like 25, 26 at the time. And he came out there. He was as short as me. So he was getting between these two football player dudes, like, let's break it up now, guys. Like, this like dork. I don't say that I have a place of malevolence or nothing, maliciousness. Be whipping each other with your ties. That sounds annoying. When I was in middle school, we wore collared shirts, which I hated collared shirts as a kid. I don't mind them now. I'll wear them now, especially overshirts, but I hated them growing up. I don't know why I hated them so much. I think it's just because I didn't like how it touched my neck as a kid. I guess I'm kind of special, but anyway. Um, and that was our uniform. We had to wear collared shirts. And we had to wear either jeans or khakis. In fact, no, we had to wear khakis. We had to wear khaki pants. If the boys fought elsewhere on their own time, it's like I'll see you at 3:45. Oh, you got things to do? Okay, well let's hear. I'll get my day planner out. We can organize a time to fight. But guys, we have hit the hour mark, and I no, we've hit the hour mark, so I think we are going to call this stream a day. So thank you all for joining. I'm sorry I haven't streamed that much in the last month. Like I mentioned in my last video, I was on vacation last week. I was in South Texas. Had a really good time. We went to the beach. So I was gone all week hanging out on the beach. But I'm back now, and I am going to try to live stream more again, and I'm going to try to get another video out this week, which I should be able to. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for joining. Bye.